Hey everyone, you're watching Nishi's Notions only on N6. A dream becomes goal when action is taken towards its achievement. So I would say that I have a personality in my studio today in my podcast, Nishi's Notions. I would rather say that he is a rising star. To be honest, he is already a star in politics. And in my studio, I would introduce you Mr. Sammy Ijaz, who is the regional councillor in Ward 3, Milton. Thank you so much, sir, for coming in my
Nishi,
podcast.
thank you so much for having me. You have a great setup here, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this interview.
Thank you so much. And I'm really honored that you came here and you gave me your precious time. Right. So, coming back to your first of all your own personality,
Sure.
that I mean, as always I see you, what a vibrant personality. I'm not talking about a politician, I'm not talking about a counselor, Sammy Ijaz. I'm talking about your own self, your own personality. I mean, how do you manage with all of these things, the political issues, the your own profession, and starting from the beginning, from Pakistan to Canada, your journey?
Well, look, I guess the personality was shaped in a fine year, 1993, in the month of February, when I was born, of course. And so I was born in Lahore,
Right.
and I moved to Toronto when I was 7 years old. I didn't know a single word of English. Can you imagine? Can you believe this? I didn't know a single word of English. And then I did my elementary, middle, high school here. And then I had options of going into journalism, radio and television arts, and business. And my mom's brother sat me down and said, I think you should go into business. And so I went into business.
Right. And
Yep.
then from business, how you switched towards politics.
So I
And
guess before politics, I realized that I wasn't going to be able to do a 9 to 5. It was going to be
right.
very tough for me to sit behind a desk and draft papers. And so at the age of 21, this was 2014, 2015,
Yeah.
I decided that I'm going to go into real estate, which has directly to do with business and sales. And I think I'm an exceptional sales individual because I don't come off as a sales individual. And so I did real well. At 23, I made my first six figures. And
Wow.
24, did the same. So when I did that and money flowed into the bank account, I felt that my life didn't really change much. I was still the same Sammy Ijaz that people knew before. I was still hanging out with the same people. There was no real change that I felt in myself or the people around me. And I started to think to myself, I said, with all this skill and talent and what people say, charisma that I somewhat have, that Allah has given me, is this it?
So how did you integrate yourself into this profession? I mean,
Yeah.
your satisfaction was
So it was truly to serve, to figure out your inner true potential. I felt that if I continued just as a real estate individual, I would never achieve my full potential. I felt that when it came to politics, I could change lives. I could help people. I could serve. I could
Absolutely.
really be there for not just our community, but community as a whole. And when I talk about a community that I serve now and that was underserved, in my opinion, was our young generation. We had no leadership for the next generation.
Right.
Nobody steps up to the plate of politics because reality is when a counselor becomes a counselor, they stay a counselor for as long as they can. And they keep getting reelected until the seat is vacant. And then you have the next generation that is now no longer 20 or 25 or 30. Now they are also well in their late 40s and early 50s, and that's when they get into politics. So what drew me towards that was, you know what, we need leadership for the next generation. And if I could be that leader and to really serve this collective community, as well as also focusing on our young generation that's coming up, I felt that no one was really having that discussion. No one was really talking about that. So I said, you know what, if no one's talking about it, then it is time for me. And I am telling you, Nishi, from 2018 till 2022, till we won, it has been so satisfying because to be able to resolve people's issues, to hear their concerns, to being able to simply sit down with a kid whose parent reached out and said, hey, listen, he listens to you. He woke up 6 a.m. in the morning to get ready at 8 a.m. so he could be at your house because he's going to knock doors for you during the campaign. We have
Wow.
never seen that type of dedication in my child, ever. And so I said, you know what, and I'm happy with this decision because it really and it's soul, it feeds your soul because it goes beyond just making money. Do you know what I mean? The smiles you put on people's faces when you resolve their problem, that's priceless.
Yeah. So you basically convert your vision into reality.
I guess so.
And in a very early age. I mean, just in your 20s. I mean,
Yeah,
you're just,
I was 29 when I got elected.
I would say among
yeah,
the
yeah.
youth. Yeah,
I was 29
exactly.
when I got elected, yeah,
So
last year.
how's you feeling about it?
Well, I think it's great. I think, look, being the youngest regional counselor, it is uplifting. I get to learn from, I think the next youngest is 40, 42 or 43, and all the way to 86. So I sit around so many great people that every single council meeting and anytime I have a problem, I get to learn from, these councilors that have been around for a while, the mayors that have been around for a while, and to be able to pick up on those things and to be able to execute those things and really understanding what it means to serve the community. I think it's incredible.
So where you are eyeing yourself in future?
So look, the future is quite far away, and a lot of politicians do get asked, "Hey, look, now that you're a regional councilor, or now that you are a councilor or mayor, what's the next step?" Look, I think that the next step, whether it's this year or next year, I think it really is to serve my role as a regional councilor and serve this community until I see there's a problem at a different level of government. So I'll take you back to 2021. I ran for the Interior Liberal nomination. And a lot of people said, you know what, he started running in 2018, then he ran 2020 with a leaders campaign with Stephen Del Duca at that time, and then he ran a nomination. He's kind of used to running elections now. He's just running for but there was a reason why we ran the 2021 provincial ticket election, why we wanted to be the candidate for the Interior Liberal Party. And that was, at that time, Doug Ford was doing a lot of cuts towards education, towards healthcare, towards transit, especially in Milton. We had cuts that came with $700 million of OSAP funding. That's the first one that he cut. Then there was, at Laurier University and Conestoga College that was coming to Milton. They cut it at that point in time. And there was a second GO station coming to Milton. And I said to myself, if I'm going to be living here for practically the rest of my life, and I'm going to have a family here, and I'm going to have children here, I would ideally like them to not be sitting in portables. I would ideally like them to go to school right here, where they live. I'd like them to take the transit and take the GO station, GO train or GO bus. I'd like them to have all these things. But if I don't step up to the plate for the province right now, I won't be able to do that. So if I find an opportunity that comes up where I'm able to, where I'm seeing a concern, where I'm seeing multiple issues in our community, I will step up to the plate. Whether it's province, whether it's federal, I have no doubt that the people in my ward and the people in my riding will understand, because if you run with a reason, you know why you're running. Right. People are all on board. Do you know what I mean? And so, it's, us right now, and I'll tell you something, right now, I hear more problems when it comes down to the healthcare sector than I hear about snow removal and about parking. And that has never, I've never seen that, where people are complaining about healthcare. You go and sit in, ER, you're either going to have a heart attack or you're going to be okay and you're going to walk out. You know what I mean? And so that process needs to be streamlined. And so when people walk in, we have the doctors, we have the nurses, we have the healthcare professionals that will actually cater towards people that are saying, I feel chest pain, but someone tells you, no, sir, you're fine. How do you feel? You're telling, I pay my taxes. Exactly. I'm a citizen of this country, and all I need right now is you to just put me on a bed and take a look. Is there anything wrong? Am I going to die? Am I going to survive? Yeah. So if I do make a jump to whatever I do, it will be with a reason, and the reasoning will be strong.
Okay. So far, since you have been elected, what steps you have been taken in Ward 3 Milton? So
look, we promised transit. We would go to doors and people would say, hey, look, you know what, transit is an issue. And so in the very first budget this year, We ran 2 small new buses. We've allotted that allocation to running 2 new buses in our ward.
Yeah.
People used to talk about speeding. This is an issue in every single city. If you're in the GTA, everyone will talk about speed. I'm sure people come to your door and say, how can I help? And you'll say, hey, look, there's a car zooming. And so I said, you know what, we'll work on speeding. And so right in the first budget, we said we will bring speed radars. And so these 2 achievements I am extremely, extremely proud of. People used to have issues with parking. So there was an 18 limit parking overnight in a year. We took that 18 to 25. And so I think right in our first 9-10 months, these 3 things, I would say that standing by these things and working with council, making sure that this happens, I think that was fantastic.
Zabardast. Coming back to your own personality aura, so definitely मैं उस पे बात ज़रूर करूँगी. Let's come to okay. So हमें एक break का आ रहा है. We'll take a short break and then we'll right back. And Mr. Sammy is here with me, and I have to take a short break. Stay tuned to N6. वेलकम बैक टू निशीज नोशंस पॉडकास्ट. और मेरे साथ सैमी इजाज इस वक्त हैं, एंड रिस्पेक्टेबल पर्सनालिटी राइट सिटिंग बिसाइड मी. इनमें एक चीज़ कॉमन है हम दोनों में, दैट ही इज़ बोर्न इन लाहौर, I am born in Lahore. So वो चीज़ है कॉमन.
Look, I think Lahore is a great city. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. वो कहते हैं ना, जिसने लाहौर नहीं देखा वो
पैदा नहीं हुआ,
जमिया नहीं, you know. So
पंजाबी च कहते हैं जिन्हें लाहौर नहीं देखा वो जमिया नहीं.
Exactly.
और जो पंजाबी नहीं समझते वो फिर लालन के की कह रहे हैं.
Exactly, सही बात है.
Sure.
So वो चीज़ है कि लाहौर वैसे भी दिल है पाकिस्तान का. And बिल्कुल. अच्छा, coming back to your personality aura, हम बात कर रहे थे. माशाल्लाह, you have an amazing personality aura. Smiling और बड़ा positive attitude आपका होता है, हमेशा मैं देखती हूँ. And you are invited literally in each and every event of our community. South Asian community की बात करते हैं. क्या popularity का क्या राज है?
I think you know what it is. जब मैं लोगों से मिलता हूँ ना, मैं उनको अकड़ से या उनको एक ईगो से नहीं मिलता. और I think ये आपके अंदर ingrain होती है आपके I think family background से. आपकी परवरिश कैसी हुई है. वो कहते हैं ना कि अगर आपने बच्चे को जज करना तो उसकी माँ को जज करो. Right? कभी आपको मुलाकात हो तो आप really you'll be pleased to meet my mother, and you'll say, you know what, you raised a good son. Wow. And it's not credit to me, it's credit to her. Absolutely. And so I think it's when you just meet people, you don't come off as a regional counselor, and you just come off as a normal common citizen who is here to assist, hear people out. And in these events, I have so many side conversations with so many people that had concerns. I met a gentleman, he said, hey, listen, I tried to call you twice. I said, I knew, and I was going to return it, but I thought I was going to see you at this event anyway. He's like, siyasat seekh gaye ho tum.
Oh my God.
You've learned how to do politics. And I said, well, you know what?
After all, I'm a politician.
And so he smiled at me, and you diffuse a lot of situations because sometimes you can't get to everybody. But these events allow you to mingle, and people come up to you, ask their questions. You get to go up on
Share
stage.
their problems with you, right?
You get to go up on stage.
Exactly.
You get to say a few, inspiring words. Hopefully they inspire me as well, because you know what? Words are words, and no matter who says them, as long as you truly mean them and the person who's perceiving them, they understand them, it's incredible.
What challenges are you facing?
Look, you know what? It's not challenges. Rather, I think this is something that I've talked about to our community as well.
The big dilemma of our community, I believe.
And look, you know what? Human nature has a little bit of jealousy, and when what I've seen, and look, and I hope that we can change this moving forward with my generation born in the 90s, and then our future generations, where if your friend, brother, sibling, sister is going up and is facing success and is achieving their goals, be happy for them.
Absolutely.
Learn from them. Avoid all sorts of jealousy. And I work every single day, Nishi, to make sure I do that. Because you know what? All the success that I have or anyone else has is not because of who we are.
Exactly.
Allah had written what I have today. I worked hard for it. And if Allah didn't write it for me, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be
100%.
a regional counselor.
100%.
What Allah has written for me in the future, no one can take. What He hasn't, no one can give. And so I think the challenge is, you know, allowing our community to understand that let's be happy for each other.
Absolutely. जो कि थोड़ा मुश्किल है हमारे लोगों का समझना honestly, लेकिन वो कहते हैं ना मुकद्दर किसी का कोई छीन नहीं सकता.
No.
So वो चीज़ है.
Absolutely.
So we have to be like determined and focused.
Yes.
And you are.
I hope so, and I
course.
continue. And, you know, may Allah keep blessing me and keep guiding me, because I think that's one thing that we have to constantly ask for, guidance for ourselves and the people around us, because if we're right and the people around us are right, nothing can stop us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And we're going to start some rapid round.
Sure, that's
roundup
exciting.
with you. Yeah.
You didn't tell me about this one, so you know what? Like, we'll I mean, you didn't tell me about any of the interview questions, so this is going to be very interesting.
I mean, interesting, then, of course, then politics.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I try to make politics interesting, but you know, it all
You are
doesn't
making,
always go the same way.
Yeah, no, definitely you are. I mean, whatever you do, you are doing great. Honestly speaking. Okay, and I tell you, Ward 3 Milton people, you really are lucky people to have him.
I
So
appreciate it.
yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So okay, so how would you describe yourself in one word?
Patient.
Great. All right. So your thoughts about AI?
I think it's a double-edged sword, because look, you know, it's taking away the human concept of things. I think it's going to take away a lot of jobs. I think it's going to replace a lot of humans with a lot of things that we, and I think it's a scary place.
Okay.
That's what I think.
And what about your feelings about AI in healthcare industry?
Oh, I think AI in healthcare would be great. I think
Okay.
it would massively help, especially with the shortage of.
What if a robot is doing surgery
Oh no!
on one of the humans?
No, you know what it is. I think you can use robots if a surgeon is operating the robot to have more precision.
Exactly,
But
beside
to
him.
have
Yeah.
a robot do an entire surgery, I would not trust that robot.
For sure.
I would. You are not operating on me, sir.
Yeah.
Robot.
No bots.
Nope.
Okay. What if you get the opportunity to climb the tallest building, Burj Khalifa? Will you do that?
Yes. For that, I would have to go to Dubai.
Okay.
And so if I go to Dubai,
So you are adventurous.
yes, I think I'm adventurous. I think I haven't had too many adventures, but I think in the future, I'd love to have adventures. I think that would be awesome.
Okay. So your opinion about self-care?
I think it's amazing. You know what? Whether you're a man or a woman, I think self-care is so important. And I guess this is a message to a lot of our men out there. We feel that you know, women obviously have that motivation to continue a full self-care routine. I can tell you right now that every time I wash my face and I shave, I have a full routine of putting the right creams on and making
Night
sure.
routine, morning routine.
Well, I wouldn't say morning routine. I use the same cream for morning and night. I think the cream is good, and so I
Right.
think I think everybody should be into self-care.
Okay, perfect. So how would you deal with unnecessary attitude?
I say thank you, absolutely, and I walk away.
Perfect.
Yeah, I say thank you like this. Thank you, I appreciate it, and I walk away.
What do you mean by complicated in Punjabi?
What complicated?
Yeah.
What do I say? Complicated in Punjabi. बड़ी नाजुक सूरत हाल.
That's the perfect thing. किसी ने भी मुझे अभी तक ये आंसर नहीं दिया. Very nice. सही बात है. मुल्क बड़ा नाजुक दौर से
नाजुक दौर से गुजर रहा है. Hashtag शहजाद रॉय.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So अगर आपको कहा जाए कि औरत में क्या चीज़ सबसे अच्छी है या क्या चीज़ देखनी चाहिए किसी भी औरत में,
Yep.
so आपकी opinion
I would
क्या?
say उसकी वफादारी. I think वफादारी सबसे बड़ी करेंसी है.
Right.
और चाहे वो औरत हो, चाहे वो मर्द हो, चाहे वो दोस्त हो, चाहे वो दुश्मन क्यों ना हो, एक वफादार दुश्मन एक ना वफादार दोस्त से बेहतर है.
Right. बहुत बड़ी डीप बात है.
Yeah.
Exactly.
वफादार दुश्मन जो आपके ऊपर दुश्मनी सीधा कर रहा है, उसकी मैं इज्जत करता हूँ. हाँ. लेकिन
बेवकूफ दोस्त से बेहतर है.
हाँ, बेवकूफ और डिसलॉयल दोस्त से बेहतर है.
पैसा बड़ा या प्यार. पैसा बड़ा या प्यार.
I would say कि मेरे लिए प्यार.
ओपिनियन आपकी
जस्ट इन जनरल ओपिनियन कि मेरे लिए.
आप दोनों चलें बता दें.
चले आई थिंक इन जनरल पैसा बड़ा है, मेरे लिए प्यार.
Okay, very nice. Right. So your huge crush.
Growing up, Selena Gomez. Yep. I remember. I think I was 14, and my cousin was. I don't even know. I think it was 14. we used to be like, oh, Selena Gomez, and he was like 8 years younger than me, and he also had a crush on Selena Gomez. So we all had a crush on Selena Gomez.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. One word for feelings. I mean, एहसास क्या है?
Feeling ये है कि जो आप अपने लिए चाहते हैं. एहसास ये है कि जो आप अपने what you want for yourself, you want for others.
Absolutely.
And that is very hard to do.
What a great thoughts.
It's very hard to do.
Yeah.
It's not easy, and you really have to polish yourself and you polish your mind, because we have so much happening here, and to be able to want for someone what you want for yourself, it's huge.
Your song of the year.
Song of the year. I've actually been listening to old songs, and I recently found out that Muhammad Rafi, when he was singing "O Dunya Ke Rakhwale, Sun Dard Bhare Mere Nale," he actually ripped his vocal cords, and so I would say song of the year is going to be "O Dunya Ke Rakhwale."
Very nice.
Yes.
So you're a deep kind of a person. सुनाए शायरी का भी शौक था. कोई
Yeah,
एक
well,
शेर सुना दे हमारे देखने वाले.
देखिए, मेरा मयार नहीं मिलता, मैं आवारा नहीं फिरता, मुझे सोचकर खोना मैं दोबारा नहीं मिलता.
वाह क्या बात है. Is it your
नहीं.
poetry? अच्छा.
लग रहा है मेरी है.
Exactly. I mean the fluency you had in that. Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah.
No, poetry is amazing. It's a fantastic place to be. I think it when you put words together and people can understand them, people are yours.
How would you describe yourself?
Honest.
Your biggest fear.
Being dishonest.
Your inspiration. Biggest inspiration.
Nabi Sallam, the Prophet, peace be upon him. 100%. Absolutely.
Mashallah.
Look, and I want to talk about this a little bit. I think as a Muslim man and coming from a great Muslim background, we often have role models. Some say Barack Obama, some Imran Khan, some Nelson Mandela. I think we have the greatest role model right here in Islam, the Prophet, peace be upon him. And
100%.
very few people actually look up to him because nobody reads on him. Everybody just hears what he had to say. Nobody actually opens the book and says, hey, what did he actually say? And so I would say the Prophet, peace be upon him, would be my biggest role model.
MashaAllah. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think, okay, you have to say yes or no.
Sure.
That you can only win when your mind is stronger than your emotions. Yes or no?
Yes.
Why is K-pop industry is becoming very popular globally? Yes, Korean.
Look, so Korean dramas are amazing.
Yeah.
Korean cinematography.
Thank God you're the second person now saying me this, and I'm telling each and every person that those script. I mean, the script they are making, the dramas they're making.
It's original.
Cinematography. Oh my God.
Their cinematography is incredible.
It's incredible.
I used to make films back in the day, and we would study Korean dramas and Korean films.
Wow.
And that's why I know.
That's amazing. Yeah. So, do you like any song?
Oh, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Okay, I definitely recommend BTS and Stray Kids.
Sure.
They are amazing.
Yeah,
Listen
I'll
to them.
definitely look into it.
Perfect. Okay, have you ever been in love before?
I don't think you can be in love until you're married. I think it's the idea
just
of
a crush
love.
or
I think it's the
something.
idea of love.
Okay.
I think when people
You
fall
idealize some personality.
I think you like the idea of love.
Okay.
It's not that you're in love. I don't think you can be in love until you're married, really. I think the idea of love is mistaken for I'm in love.
Okay. That's, oh my God. I'm learning.
Yeah.
This is really
Yeah.
amazing.
And we have a lot of ideas. Until you get to it, you don't know what love is.
Right.
So I'd say no, I haven't been in love.
Okay. What say about nepotism?
I think it exists in some countries, especially developing countries, where, yeah, if after me it should be my son, or if I'm an actor, then my son should also be an actor, and if I'm a director, then my son should also be.
It's
a director.
happening, right?
In some parts of the world, it is happening.
Right.
In some parts of the world, it's a little bit more. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
What do you do if your life partner becomes grumpy?
I say thank you.
Thank you and goodbye.
I appreciate it, and I walk away.
Okay. But not goodbye, of
But
course.
I haven't gone to that stage, but I think that's what I will do.
Okay.
Yeah, because fighting and arguing and getting into because you know what, a woman's such a beautiful thing. When she's grumpy or she is having a mood swing or she is,
Just respect her.
just
Still-
respect her. Yeah,
still respect her.
And even if she says something rude to you or bad to you, just say
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Yes, I am. Thank you. I appreciate it. And you'll see, a woman is a beautiful
Creator.
and it's if you respect a woman, and if you give her the space and time she needs when she's grumpy or she's going through something or she's having mood swings, when she's done with that, I think she will love you a whole lot more than if you said, "Why are you grumpy?" Well, I don't want to tell you why I'm grumpy.
I mean, she gonna respect you more. She gonna love
Yes.
you more for that.
Absolutely.
That at that specific period of time when I behaved like this,
Yes.
and he was so patient.
Yes.
So yeah,
Well, that's it.
hats off to you.
No, look, I've
You're not
I've
still experienced,
but you know
so-
what? I just observe people and
Oh,
observe
wow.
people's family situations and observe how men treat women and women treat men, and just by looking at things, I think I've learned a lot.
Right. Things or objects you're always forgetting. कुछ है आपको भूलते हैं चीजें?
Sometimes I forget my wallet,
Okay.
and then I have to go back.
Really?
Yeah. Predominantly not because of the credit cards or the debit cards. Predominantly because of my license.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I do have
of
my
course.
credit card on my phone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, pretty much we are done with all of the rapid round.
Oh, this was good.
And
was
I
great.
think you rocked.
No, I appreciate
You
it.
rocked today, and
I hope the viewers learned something. Anytime I open my mouth, I always ask myself, am I just going to unnecessarily speak, or there will be some learning today? And I'm hoping that your viewers learned something. And sometimes my answers are so in the moment that sometimes I go back, and if I'm driving back, I think to myself, like, why did I say this, or was that a good thing to say?
no,
And so.
you were really awesome. So,
I appreciate
any
it.
message you want to give to our youth, especially because I consider you among our youth, definitely.
sure.
So, any message to them regarding just to convert, just like you convert your vision into reality, just for them.
So I think the first thing, Nishi, is consistency. I've seen in my life people who have been consistent,
Right.
they win. You can go fast for 4 months and then slow down and stop. But if that individual that is going slow and steady through the entire year, he will beat you or she will beat you. And so if you want to win and go towards victory in anything, whether you want to be a medical doctor, whether you want to be a surgeon, a lawyer, an actor, a singer, whatever the case is, focus, stay consistent, and just like any player, sports player would do every single day, practice for 8-10 hours for a match or a World Cup they're going to play in 3 years. They're only focused on that one match, but they work every single day. And
Right.
we often forget that we want immediate success. And I always say, when it comes easy, it also goes easy. So stay consistent and practice, whatever you want to do.
Focus, determination, and resilience. of
Focus,
course.
determination, resilience for sure. I think it's a cliche to say that, but I think it's the concept of consistency and the fact that you will actually work on your skill or talent and polish your charisma. That really is it, right? And when you get to a certain place, that's when you need that determination and the resilience. But you have to get to that place first.
And you can definitely do that.
Yes.
You can
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always.
100%.
Thank you so much for being in my
100%.
podcast. Thank you
100%.
so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, and thank you for asking some good questions, tough questions, and some fun questions.
Right. Thank you so much. Anything else you want to share with our viewers?
Look, how much time do we have?
We have plenty of time.
We have plenty of time. So
For you.
No, it just depends because, I'm sure you guys have, a certain amount of sort of time slot that you guys have to
Yeah.
fill. So if I have 2 minutes, I'll start a 2-minute conversation. If we have 5 minutes, then it's a different conversation.
Right.
But, I think what...
Just a brief another vision or message. to
Well,
you.
I see. I don't want to give too many people too many of my visions and my messages because I feel like people need to have their own inner vision of what they want to do. And, to achieve any vision, you just have to have a goal, set your mind to it, and just look at that goal. I was talking to somebody the other day and said, "Do you write your goals?" And I said, "No." I said, "Why not?" And so I was like, let me try that. So I think if I'm going to try that in the coming weeks, I'm going to tell your viewers, if you have goals and you have dreams, write them down. Because when you write them down, your mind starts to pick up on what you're
What
writing.
you're on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Amazing conversation with
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I
Keep
appreciate it.
watching Nishi's Notions and stay tuned to N6. Take care.